Welcome to Asian Book Club, where we highlight Asian and Asian American authors. We are your hosts,
Jamae and Sabangan.
and I'm Steven Park, and this is our special holiday/Christmas episode.
And we hope you had a Merry Christmas and are enjoying the holidays, whichever ones you celebrate and connect with.
Yep. And so this episode, we're not doing a read. We're kind of just taking a little break to talk about our own holiday experiences, which for me and Jamae revolves much more around Christmas than anything else.
Yep.
But we just kind of wanted to go through a checklist of what we had growing up in our lives. And so I'm going to start off with a real hot question.
All right.
So hot topic. When do you start holiday music or Christmas music?
Really, I would say sometimes I start playing in July.
Well, you do like the little snippet you do the Christmas in July, right?
Right, I do Christmas in July.
And this is mainly because of your sister.
Well, my sister is an excuse, but I technically also enjoy doing Christmas in July.
Right. So when do you start listening to holiday music throughout?
Honestly, listening to the music, I start sometime in November, but ramp it up in December.
So you're not a need to be post-Thanksgiving person.
No, not necessarily.
I'm not either. I can sometimes start hitting a couple of them throughout the year, just randomly.
Yeah.
Because for some reason, when I think of little bops, they're usually in Christmas tunes.
For sure.
So, yeah. We'll sing, like, weird renditions of our cats' names in Christmas songs throughout the year.
Using Christmas tunes.
Yeah.
For sure.
But usually I start around Thanksgiving-ish time.
For sure. Is there a Christmas song that you are most attracted to?
Mariah Carey. Always Mariah Carey. So that was my next question. Are you a Mariah Carey, yes or no?
Are you a Mariah Carey?
Like, yeah. Are you Mariah Carey? Are you?
I am not Mariah Carey. However, I do like her songs, but not that much.
For the holidays, like, do you believe that she is the queen of Christmas?
I believe she's the queen of Christmas, but I don't listen to her songs.
Oh, I love Mariah Carey. Jamae knows, but Mariah Carey was my first, like, real crush. So Britney was my first crush, but Mariah was like, okay, I'm now a grown man at the age of 10, and it's Mariah Carey.
Wow.
Yeah. So the next question is, favorite holiday movie? Where do you put it?
My favorite movie is Last Christmas. And although I do not condone Chris Brown and his antics, I still really enjoy this movie.
Yeah, because Chris Brown is very problematic as a human standpoint.
Yeah.
And he has yet to be truly apologetic for the actions that he's done.
Or remorseful at all.
Right. But if I were to be a human that did not care about that person, Chris Brown, is very talented. And in this movie, he shows a lot of his talent.
Yes.
And he does a lot of that stuff before all the bad stuff, which is not any better, but
no.
I'm trying to redeem the qualities because that movie has a lot of really great actors and it's a really great story overall. It's just, yeah. If you can separate the artist from the art, it's a really great movie.
It is a great movie.
I fully agree with it. But my favorite holiday movie is the best holiday movie. And it's not Elf. I enjoy Elf, but I haven't watched it in 2 years. But every year for the past 5 years, I think, maybe longer, it's The Last Holiday with Queen Latifah.
Yes.
And LL Cool J is her love bow interest in this movie. And it has everything that I love. I think we talked about it in Pasko Na My Love, the romance anthology we just read. But it's that kitchen culinary thing that draws me into it. And then Queen Latifah just plays this wonderful role where she's just silly and it antagonizes this rich white male CEO character, which I love it when they make that person goofy and stupid. So it has everything that I want, and there's joy, there's sadness, there's such humor within the whole movie. Highly recommend.
Totally.
It's not a 5 out of 5 movie. It's not a whatever award that you get for movies, but it is a very nice holiday film that I think more people need to watch because we need to bring this back. This is a wonderful movie. And I think Paramount Plus has it, but honestly, just buy it. It's probably not that expensive because not that many people watch it. I know I bought it. I think I've bought it in physical copy, like on a DVD and a digital copy. But anyways, that's my favorite movie.
Yes. So, my question is, what holiday books did you grow up reading?
So, I think I mentioned this in the first episode, but I didn't really read growing up. So, I didn't really have holiday books or books. I mean, I had books. They just weren't opened and looked at in the form of reading.
Fair.
I would say that there was a book, though. It's not a holiday book, but it was a kid's book that I read early on, and it was called Stan the Hot Dog Man. And it talked about this guy named Stan who sold hot dogs out of a car or truck or something. And he had to travel through snow. I remember that very vividly. That was the trek, was he had to get his hot dogs through snow, and then all the people get backed up on a freeway or something, like the cars get stuck. And so he starts handing out hot dogs to everybody. Yeah, that man is a hero.
What a holiday book.
Yeah. What is your favorite holiday book or books?
So, I can't remember like specific titles, but growing up in a Christian household, going to a private school and attending church.
It's called the Bible. That's your favorite holiday book, is the Bible.
So besides the Bible, there were definitely a lot of children's books that were centered around the nativity scene. I can't remember specific books. I just remember images of the baby in a manger and these sheep crowding around the manger trying to eat the hay that the baby's in.
I know exactly what you're talking about, but you're more describing the love for animals than the actual book.
I think I love the fact that they were in a manger.
Yeah. I feel like when you're thinking of the nativity scene, most people are saying something like, yeah, there's Joseph, there's Mary, there's baby Jesus, and there are 3 wise men. But you're like, I saw 2 sheep and 2 cows. There were some horses in the back, some chicken.
There might have been a cat somewhere.
Yeah, we're never getting the nativity scene anywhere in our house because it's just going to be a bunch of ceramic animals, apparently.
Yes.
With like no baby Jesus, just animals. Okay, so now we're hitting the more hard-hitting questions, I think.
Ooh, here we go.
Does a Christmas tree need to be real, or can it be fake?
I think it could be either.
Okay, so you don't mind either.
I don't mind either. There are pros and cons to both, and I'm thinking about this on a sustainability mindset and we all know this. We know that the pine trees that we use as Christmas trees, it's not great that we keep cutting them down.
Because we're cutting them down early.
Plus the cleanup afterwards, we are creating more greenhouse gases by not being able to dispose of them in a reusable way.
Right.
But with the plastic ones, you can use them every year, but once they are unusable, they're totally not recyclable.
Right. And I think more recently, people are finding more and more unique ways to use these trees once they're done. Same thing with pumpkins. People are finding ways to reuse pumpkins after Halloween. And I was thinking about this the other day, but if we didn't have these Christmas tree farms, I wonder what they would have become. So at least we are growing trees, and they're not growing widely.
Fair.
I don't think that trees necessarily need to be real, though. So coming from California and you came from Guam, getting a real tree is not cheap. It is very pricey.
Yes.
And I grew up with a fake tree because we didn't have money. And my parents really brought out the same tree over and over again. And I truly thought that's what Christmas trees were. They came out of a box. I didn't know people had real trees in their home. I thought that's such a crazy concept when I moved to places where people got trees.
Fair.
And when my friends say like, oh, I went into the woods and I chopped it down after paying someone $5, I'm like, I think that's a lie. I think someone's just standing in the woods just waiting for money. But it's, I don't know, a fake tree is, if you grow up with that, it's a real tree. It's what your real tree is. So I agree. I don't think it matters.
For sure.
Did you ever believe in Santa Claus?
No.
Same. Actually, no. I believed in him for like maybe 1 year, as far as I can remember. But yeah, I don't think I ever believed in him after. And no one had to say like Santa's fake. I was just like, this doesn't seem real.
No one had to tell me that Santa was fake, but my mom made sure that we knew that he wasn't real.
Was it because she was buying the presents and she's like, I need you to know it's from me?
No, it was more of a Christian standpoint to say, like, oh, this man isn't real because the reason that we celebrate Christmas is Jesus.
True. Okay. He's the reason for the season.
Yes, or at least that's what it is for Christians.
Yes. Okay. So, even if it's not from Santa, do presents need to be wrapped or in some form of gift packaging?
So this mindset has changed for me over the years. In the past, I would say no, it doesn't have to be wrapped. But now, I feel like as an adult, since I get very little presents, I want my presents to be wrapped.
I can kind of see that. I feel the same thing. I don't wrap presents. I'm not bad at wrapping presents. I just don't like putting in the work to wrap presents. It's the same reason why Jamae doesn't like cooking. Because it's a lot of work for like a couple seconds of time in terms of like revealing the present.
For sure.
I would say from our personal standpoint, Jamae takes every tape off very calmly and like so that nothing gets ruined and is folding things as she goes in terms of the wrapping paper.
Yes.
So it actually takes longer for her to unwrap a present than it takes me to wrap one. So I might just wrap presents only for Jamae.
Yes,
but
please.
On that note, do you still give gifts? And if you do, who are you giving gifts to?
Yes, I give gifts, but it's been very sporadic these last few years because of uncertain funds. But I do give gifts to you as well as my family. And then sometimes I also give gifts to friends.
And the ones to friends are usually smaller for me. I don't give massive gifts.
Absolutely.
And this might be something that works for other people too, but something that I really wanted to do between Jamae and I was I didn't want the gifts to be things that we're just buying each other.
Right.
So we now set a limit on our spending, and it started off I think at $20 or $30.
Really? I felt like it always hit 50.
So in the first year we did this, I wanted it to be $20, $30, and then as we were shopping, I was like, oh, it needs to be 30, and I was like, oh, it needs to be 40, because it was really hard to actually get it at 20. But I wanted it to be meaningful. That's why I wanted it to be at least like some amount of money that I could buy things. So it's at $50 now. It's, you know, it's not for everyone. It's still a big chunk of money for some people.
Yeah, absolutely.
But for us, we have enough of the expendable cash at $50 to be able to buy something for each other that may not be a gift that's like the best gift, but it could be silly, it could be fun.
Yeah.
It's something that you at this point would have already gotten your present, and it's something that you probably would have never gotten yourself.
Fair.
I had friends who come from larger families, and what they do is Secret Santa. So you're only pulling one gift. And the thing I like about that is we're limiting the amount of waste, because a lot of Christmas presents aren't the thing you exactly want, or they're exactly what you want, which also isn't as fun, I don't think. Because why would you wrap something that you already know what it is?
Well, what if you don't know what it is? So the reason why I like getting people the exact thing that they want is because they usually give me a list of things. And so the fun is you don't know which part of the list that someone's gotten for you.
I think I usually buy things for myself. So it's like if I have a list of things that I want, I try to prioritize what I need. So it's like, yeah, if it's at the bottom of that list, I probably didn't need it. So that's why I like just getting something silly, something that's just completely in the random.
Fair, but I feel like the last few years, the gifts that you've given me aren't silly or random.
I can't remember what I got you. What did I give you?
Like, I don't remember if this was an anniversary gift or a Christmas gift, but it felt close enough to Christmas. But you got me AirPods.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that wasn't $50.
No. Neither was it a silly or random gift.
I mean, it kind of is random. You didn't know you were getting it.
I didn't know I was getting it because I also didn't think that I needed them.
So, what is the best Christmas present that you've gotten? And I kind of think of this more as like your childhood Christmas present.
That's so hard to think of because I can't remember all of my Christmas gifts.
Fair. I remember very specifically one year And this is a year that I actually believed in Santa Claus for like a split second. And then I was like, nope, this was my parents. So I woke up one year and we had bunk beds at the time, and my brother was on the bottom and I was on the top. And I woke up and I look at my feet and there's this giant box. And, you know, I'm so short that, like, my feet don't reach the edge. So it's, like, a pretty hefty box. And it kind of had this gift wrapping to it and everything. But when I opened it up, it had this handle. And it had these 3 major slots that you can open up. And they were all filled with Legos. So it was at least maybe 150 pieces of, like, Legos that you can kind of create.
That's awesome.
And the lids of them had, like, little Lego pads so you can kind of build up different surfaces from it. I played with that forever.
That's awesome.
And I enjoyed that so much. And I remember at that point that I had that gift. I was like, oh, Santa came into my room and dropped it off. But yeah, like I said, I was pretty immediately. I was like, yeah, I think that was my dad. I'm almost certain. I think they did try to keep up the ruse for a while of, like, going out at night at, like, midnight when we were asleep and then putting the presents under the tree. But, yeah, it was pretty obvious.
Let me take back what I remember being my favorite gift. My favorite gifts, plural, growing up, was money. Whenever I got a card, I was so excited because I was hoping that it would be money.
Was it usually money?
Usually it was money because at least my family and my family's traditions is we don't give cards without something in it. So it could be money, it could be a gift card, but there has to be an actual gift in it. Like, the words are not gifts.
Okay. So last question with gifts is, are gift cards good gifts?
Yes.
Oh.
I think so. From a sustainability and environmentalist standpoint, yes, it is a good gift because, so 2 things. One, as the buyer, you are investing in that company or in that person, whoever it is that you are buying from. And as the receiver, you are able to get what you want. So you're not getting a random gift that you're going to throw away or return.
But I feel like aunties and people like that always give gift cards to, like, Macy's and, like,
Fair.
Places I normally wouldn't shop at.
Fair. I guess you're right. Like, I am thinking of the people that I would give gift cards to, and the gift cards are going to come from places that they normally don't shop from.
So still thoughtful, still aiming to understand the person.
Right.
Which I think is the main purpose of a gift.
Exactly.
Is showing that you understand and care for that person.
Exactly.
Okay. Last 2 questions. First one's a softball. Did you ever make a gingerbread house?
Yes.
Was it in school?
I feel like it was either school or church, but either way, we didn't do it at home.
Yeah, that was going to be my question. We did not do gingerbread houses at my home. I'd be curious if my mom really knows what a gingerbread house is. I'm sure she's seen them, but I'd be like, do you know what the foundation for a gingerbread house is? And I'm pretty sure to know. But yeah, I definitely did them in school. Probably
Fair.
in church.
I know that my parents didn't want it to be at home, specifically my mom, because she said it's too messy.
Yeah, I mean, she's not wrong. Especially with kids and all the sticky hands.
Yes.
Ugh.
She doesn't like mess. So, yeah, we absolutely did not do it at home.
Right. Okay. Last question, and this is the question that we always come back to in our Asian household, is food. So what is your ideal holiday meal spread?
My ideal holiday meal spread, if I'm not thinking about calories, if I'm not thinking about price, it would be lots of mashed potatoes and gravy. There would be corn, lots of corn.
Just corn. On the cob?
Corn on the cob. It could be elotes. It could be
just a table full of corn.
Just a table full of corn.
Wow.
And I've come to love fake turkey.
Okay. Like in the loaf kind of turkey?
Yeah, like fake loaf turkey from Trader Joe's.
Wow. Interesting. I would say for my meal, it would just be fried chicken. I really love this one place in Southern California. I think they might have other places, but it's called Church's. And that was always really good. But honestly, more recently, if I could choose a place to get fried chicken from, it would be the place that apparently my social media has guided me to all this time. And it's Jollibee's, which is really frustrating because social media keeps putting it on blast on my Instagram. but there's no Jollibees around me. And I would definitely grab it. Like, you're doing a good job of making me hungry for it, but it's not close. I'm not going to drive up an hour to go get Jollibees and an hour back. I'm not going to make it an hour back after Jollibees. So, yeah, it'd be Jollibees. I would take their gravy, all of their gravy. I would do mashed potatoes. I like the way I do mashed potatoes. Mm-hmm. I don't even know if I need anything else. If I had mashed potatoes, some kind of green. And then probably rice. I feel like you always need rice. Even if you don't eat it, you just need
it to be
rice
there.
on the table.
For sure.
It's a staple.
And of course there has to be dessert. There has to be chocolate cake somewhere.
Chocolate cake?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or some, like, it's gotta be cake. I don't really necessarily like pies. There are some pies that I enjoy, but I would rather cake.
Yeah, I didn't really grow up with a lot of dessert. So I would be very happy with just fried chicken. It's not really a holiday meal. It's just fried chicken.
That's fair. I mean, it could. In Japan, KFC is a holiday meal.
Yeah, and they're doing like these special meals that go with beers now. Or like very specific, so that's interesting. Yeah, I want fried chicken. So, I mean, you can have it anytime. I feel like holiday meals are just any kind of meals. It's just, you just need to do it.
I feel like holiday meals are meals where you are indulgent.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's not necessarily that you can't have it any time of the year, but it's that you are allowing yourself to have more than moderate amounts of it.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's all the questions that we have. I mean, I'm sure everyone's holidays or Christmas looks different, but it's always fun because when you start finding different friends group, when you meet a significant other, when you start combining families, those customs always change, and it's always interesting to see the ones that you do keep or the ones that you remember the most. I think it's really funny that amongst a lot of Asian people that I know, that Santa was never a thing. And it's not even like Asian people. I think it was also spread amongst my Black friends, my Hispanic friends. One of the reasonings was that the parents wanted to make sure that the children knew that the parents had spent the money.
For sure.
Which makes sense.
Yes,
it makes a lot of sense.
absolutely.
I think it's also very cool that a lot of our cultures tend to spend these holidays together, whatever they are, and you get this big gathering of people. So even though my immediate family is pretty small in America, we would always get together with our church, which was then our found family. So yeah, I always love these traditions. I love these cultures. I think for this episode, what we'll do is share some of our favorite recipes on the Instagram. So if you are curious and you want to find some delicious foods, one of them is going to be our cornbread casserole. And it's something that I couldn't find a recipe to for like, I think honestly 20 years. And eventually one of my friends who's from the Midwest was able to get it from his grandma somehow. And it's the exact thing that I enjoyed.
Nice.
The other recipe is probably just going to be directions to your closest Jollibees. But other than that, we hope that you had a really good Christmas. We hope that you're enjoying your other holidays, whether it's Hanukkah, whether it's Kwanzaa, whatever it may be. We have the New Year's to look forward to.
Yes.
We are going to be reading our next book, Molto, in our next read. And then we'll also have a look back our entire year of the first year of Asian Book Club.
Yes, but before we leave, we do want to send you off with 3 holiday wishes. Our first holiday wish for everyone is that you have a safe and healthy holiday season.
Our second wish for you is that whatever you're kind of looking into, any dreams or perspective, ideas or things that you have on the horizon, we hope that that comes true for you and you find joy in whatever that might be.
Yes, and our final holiday wish is that you are spending your time with community and feeling the love and the support from your community.
Yep. And if you want to share amongst the Asian Book Club community, how can people reach out to us?
You can email us at asianbookclubpod@gmail.com, or you can just join the conversation on Instagram at asianbookclubpod.
Yep, and we also have our website, which is asianbookclubpod.com, which has our bookshop, which has our past reads, our current read, and the books that we plan to read.
And a great gift that you can give us is giving us a rating, a review, and a subscription.
Yep. Otherwise, make sure to be happy, be healthy, and have a happy holidays.
Ingat!
Bye!